Hi guys, Oli here, and today's video is going to be a little bit unusual because this is a PC case, and more specific, the Phanteks Eclipse P400S. And I got a knife, so let's go. Alright, turns out even my table was a little bit too big, so I'll have to do it on this little one here. Yeah. You'll just have to live with that. You can't see my face there all the time. But let's just start with getting rid of this shit here. And this actually arrived just today. Ta-da! Alright, the first thing that jumps out of it is this plastic foil here. And the styrofoam, or whatever it's called in English. Alright, now let me just put it down on the floor for a second and get the case out. Sorry for the noises. Ah! That won't work. Like this, exactly. And now the big box is empty. Just put it aside, and now we'll get these ones off because we won't need them anymore. Well, you can hear the metal already. Now let me just pull the plastic foil off. Alright, it's standing on the side as it seems. Like this. Here we go. Here we have the case. Alright, how do we open this up now? Let me just check for a second because I unscrewed the screws here. Maybe these two or don't. The good thing is, I think the manuals are locked inside, so stupid me can't really reach them. Let me just pause this. See you in a minute because I'm too stupid to figure this out. Alright, I actually grabbed through the front panel with my hand and got the instruction manual out, which is kind of embarrassing, but yeah, now that I have it on video, well, good. Okay, so I actually now know how to open this case up, which usually is a pretty good idea when you want to assemble a PC. So let's take a little look at the specs of it. And I know I'm wearing some different clothes than the last video, but that's only because I'm shooting this a couple of days after. Alright, let's have a look. Now, how do we open this case up? Which is a pretty good idea to show in this video because I got pretty confused. First, we unscrew the screws here. There are two of them. Like this. Now we have a little handle here in the back, and we can pull that handle. You hear it? And now we can take the window off. Now we can see in the inside of the case. So what do we got? The main board you can mount in here is an ATX, and mini ATX, and micro ATX, and an eATX. So it has pretty many different, or it supports pretty many different motherboards, and the power supply is mounted here on the floor of the case, and it's an ATX power supply which fits in. If we look at it like this, we can see a filter for the fan of the power supply. Now we can also take off the front part, if I remember how I did that, like this. And you can see the padding on the front, and you can see the padding on the window. I didn't show you now, but I show you, it's there. The padding here. So that's what makes the P400S the S version, because it's the silent version. We can see a fan here. There are 2 fans pre-installed in this case. I think these are 120mm fans. One here in the front and one in the back here. And they are guiding the air through the front and into the back. So it keeps the whole setup, or the whole PC, cool when it's finally mounted. Now we can also see the Rgb Lightning LED Strip on here, and I thought it was 10 different colors, I think, which you can adjust by this controller up here, which is a little hard to see right now because it's so small and stuff. And then we actually have the power button up here. We have 2 USB type 3.0 and a microphone jack and a headphone jack. We can also see a couple of cables coming out here, which are for the audio, the lightning, I think, for the RGB lightning, and this connector for, what was it? This power connector, I think. Alright, let's screw the back off, because as you can see, the lighting is a little bad right now, but here we have some rubber holes where we can guide the cables through, so we can have a little bit more cable management later on, so we won't have all those nasty cables in the way in our final build PC then. Now I took the backplate off. Right here it's also padded, so it's a little noise cancelling. And what I forgot to mention is that down here under the block where the power button is, we have 3 more buttons, and this is for the light, the one in the middle here. This one is for the fan controller, and this one, I have no idea what that makes. Alright, now let's take a look from the back here. We got cables over cables over cables. And what I think is really cool with this case also is that it has those straps here, which will help you with your cable management. Let it focus. Okay, now you see these straps here, which will hold these cables that are running through here, and like those SATA ports and stuff, which are going to these two SSD places here, which are pretty easily mounted. You just pull them off like this, like you mount your SSD, put them back like this, switch down, now they're installed. Put the cables in and you're ready to go. What we also have here are your easy to remove HDD installation plates. So those are really easy to install because, as you see, we can just squeeze these plastic parts here, and then we can push it in, and we actually have two HDD places here. So we have room for two HDDs, and I heard that you can buy more to have more access to it. Then here is the background for where the motherboard is heading when we want to install or have some, if we want to change something with the back of it. And then here is the part for your I/O shield, where all your connections and connectors and USB and HDMI and display port and everything that's on your motherboard when you want to access it. Besides those connectors are up here. The max height for the CPU cooler that this case is meant for is 160 millimeters, and it weighs about 7 kilograms with everything with the backplate and stuff when it's in. And it's, let me just check, I wrote it down here. It can take 46 liters in volume, and it's 210 times 465 times 470 millimeters in length here, in depth, and if that's good to know if you want to know if it will fit in under your desk or something. And also we have two 2.5 installation plates for SSDs and two 3.5 ports for your HDDs. The maximum length of your graphics card can be 395 millimeters, so nearly 40 centimeters, which should be alright for, I think, most of your graphic cards that are on the market right now. Alright, that's it for the specs, and I think that's all for the video. Now, before I end this video, I'm just going to show you a little quick what's in the accessory box here. We have the instruction manual, which helped me a lot because it helped me to open this case. We have some cable straps here for cable management, plenty of screws to install your motherboard and other stuff, this attention paper, bye-bye, and some extra padding for these tools, which are mounted on the top here. I think I have it in the video already, but some extra padding. Let me just show you real quick. Sorry, it was a bit shaky, but we have those two padded blocks here with magnets on, which are mounted up here to let a little air through, because as you can see there are some holes in it, and they are padded, so it's a little more noise cancelling. The magnets will do that they won't fall off even during having heavy activity, as you can see. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so you're probably asking yourself right now, why the hell is Oli showing us a PC case? Well, it's a pretty simple question. And it has to do with the setup I got back here and this monitor here, and because I am going to sell my laptop here and I am going to build myself a PC. No way, dude, we could never have guessed. That's why I have a PC case. Yeah, right. But this is my first time building a PC, and it is not going to be a very cheap one. So there are pretty high-end components in it. I am going to make a full video of it in the next couple of months, and it is of course going to be here on the channel. Yeah, I am already pretty excited. There's a big box here in my corner with plenty of the components in it. The only things I'm missing right now is the CPU and the GPU. Yeah, I know, the hard components, but the CPU is probably coming in like 2 months or something, and my GPU, my graphics card, is also coming in a couple of months, when I'm still waiting because because Nvidia is they are all pretty expensive right now still, and I'm waiting for them to drop in price so I can still get a little bit more money out of it than I thought. But you have to see all of the components in the video I'm posting, because I don't want to explain everything right now. That would kind of ruin the fun, wouldn't it? But just stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ciao.